Hello, everyone. Welcome to UCM Vibe. I kind of kicked David out today because you know why? I'm going to interview him. And this is Amy Kruzic, by the way, from Unscripted. And today we're going to talk about healthy living, challenges, and barriers. And I think David's the perfect person to talk about this because I think he's really into it. He's really into the healthy living. So let's bring David on. David, I was waiting for the claps.
Hello, Amy.
Hello.
Thank you for kicking me off my own show.
Yes, I did. I had to. I had to because, it's time for David to be interviewed.
Okay.
And what better thing than healthy living?
Oh, that's a big and broad topic.
Well, I know. And I know that you would like to talk about it for people and help people out there.
Yes, because I think a lot of people concentrate on one aspect of healthy living. And whenever people say holistic, I chuckle inside because they're usually concentrating on one aspect and not holistic, because the word holistic means whole, right?
Yeah, tell us what they don't well, tell us what you think some of them focus on, one thing, and then what the other things are that they should be focusing on.
It's kind of like gym people who go into the gym and spend 2 hours in the gym and they don't take care of their spiritual health.
Yeah.
It's kind of like people who are really, really spiritual, but they're eating different kinds of butter every day with nothing else, just plain butter.
Butter.
Right. It's kind of like people who are spiritual and they go to the gym, they go to yoga classes, they stretch, they bend and stuff like that, and they meditate, and they don't check for their mental health because they're in toxic relationships. See, body, mind, spirit. That's holistic. That's the whole
Yes, picture. Because I did look it up. I looked up the 5 aspects of health and wellness, and it did say physical, take care of physical, emotional, social, spiritual, and the intellectual part of it.
Correct. I would put the intellectual and mental health because I think that there are very few people in mental health institutions who are avid readers who have developed their intellectual capacity to reason. Okay. And so I kind of made it into 3 main pillars. If you have the body aspect, the mind aspect, and the spiritual aspect in balance, then you are in balance and you can move to different places.
What does that look like? Like a day. Let's pick today, and what would the day look like?
The day. What do you mean, my day or just
no? Hey,
day?
If you want to share your day, that would be fine. But
a day would look like waking up at a reasonable hour. So in Hatha Yoga, there's something called Amrit Vela, where people wake up at 4 o'clock every morning because everybody has to experience the sunrise, right? And there's a certain reverence that comes with greeting the day every morning, so that you don't have to be that guy who goes all out on everything. Nobody says you have to be some Olympic gymnast or something to be in balance physically. So physically, that would look like that. During the day, it would look like you feeding your body based on certain tenets of health. So a lot of people give their stomachs too much work for it to handle. So a lot of people have digestive problems. And in any case, if you are a stressed out person, that's the mental health component, your stomach is not going to operate properly. That's just the way it is. And if you are a stressed out person and you have stomach problems, you can forget about becoming spiritually enlightened really quickly. So it's a matter of balance, and it's not a matter of what the person looks like. You could have the best body on earth, but your mental health could be completely crap, and your spiritual health or hygiene could be even more crap than anything else. So what a day looks like is like waking up in the morning, feeding yourself, meditating, becoming aware of nature and the things around you, meditating, taking time to smell the roses, practicing self-care, taking breaks throughout the day, maintaining your psychological well-being by getting your hugs and cuddles in. And it doesn't have to be with a human being. It could be with a teddy.
It could be with
Let's not go there. right?
We already went there, guys. Watch my first show because we went with
Right?
we did.
It could be with a teddy or something, but you need to get a certain amount of hugs every day, some kind of affection every day.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of people in the spiritual community who don't get that, and it shows on their face. Not
Ah.
mention any names, okay? And during the day, you eat based on your body's cycles. And at night, you practice the meditation and awareness before you go to sleep and you go into the dream world. You do your spiritual practice.
Mhm.
So that's what an average day would theoretically look like. It changes for different people, but I'm thinking that it would look something like that.
Okay, I'm going to use your little sentence. I have so many questions.
Yes, Amy.
I
I know you got questions.
I have so many questions. Okay, so let's just kind of take it to people read things. People read things in magazines, in books. Oh, let's buy this book, this new book that came out. You know, there are some out there that I have to say that I have got, but I never really read it. Okay, so then what about all these rules? Because I feel everybody's body is different. And
Mm-hmm.
what is that the fasting? Like fasting for 12 hours. Don't eat past 7 p.m. Drink this much water every day. Okay, so what are we supposed to do with all this information that's coming in? Because
When Andrew and I decided to create this combined healing system, he had already done a lot of legwork on it. There are a number of problems with the way people think about diet and nutrition.
Yeah.
I am a nutritionist, and it is extremely irritating when it is somebody comes to you and says to you, I was on the South Beach diet. I was on the Atkins diet. I'm like,
yeah, that's what I mean. Weight Watchers.
people who are listening to this broadcast, if you are dieting based on aesthetic needs, I want to look like, I don't know, Kim Kardashian, but you don't have the
No.
money for the surgeries,
You
the
don't wanna look
multiple
like that.
surgeries.
You don't want that.
I would suggest that you all stop that nonsense. Stop the dieting nonsense. Stop all of that, whatever calorie deficit, whatever. The way you eat is a blueprint for your body. Okay? Everybody is unique. Okay, so people's nutritional needs are different. There is no one diet that is going to solve all your problems. It's going to make you sick. It's also going to give you psychological issues around the way you look and the way you operate in the world. So, as an example, the Atkins diet was a high protein diet, right? Let's eat some red meat. Little known fact, Atkins died. Not a good commercial. All right, not a good commercial. He just dropped dead one day, right?
No.
So many fitness influencers just drop dead. There's a whole movement on YouTube with these people because people don't want to look overweight and so on. Well, if you don't want to look overweight or whatever else, eat based on your caloric and nutritive needs and don't eat more than that. So as an example, what that would look like.
What's that look like?
It would be you weighing yourself right now.
Yep.
Deciding the number of calories that you need, the minimum daily requirements or the recommended daily requirements, RDA, right? And this is how you read a nutrition label when you go to the store or when you're buying stuff, okay? You probably need 375 grams of carbs a day. You need 50 grams of protein a day to maintain the basic functions of keeping your hair and your teeth and stuff like that you would like to keep.
We would like to keep.
Right. What 50 grams of protein looks like is a deck of cards, basically.
Yeah.
That's all you need. So for those of you whose plate looks like somebody put a pig leg on it,
I know.
you don't need all that protein. Okay. I am vegan. I live very well. Do I look emaciated? No, because I know how to combine stuff. Okay. Right. So you don't need all that protein and you don't need all those carbs. What is more important is that you get the minerals and vitamins, because here's a little tip. You can eat all the meat and potatoes you want. If you don't have vitamins and minerals in your system, that's not going anywhere. You might as well be eating stones. Okay.
Oh my gosh. Seriously.
Yes, and there's
Oh,
some very important vitamins that you need for digestion. As an example, B6, vitamin B6
mm-hmm.
is largely responsible for you absorbing nutrients from food. And if it's not in your body, you're not absorbing shit. Okay?
You can get B6 from food, from greens, right?
You
And
get most
that
B vitamins from eating meat, and you can
meat.
get B6 and trace amounts of B12 from eating papaya.
Oh, papaya.
As an example, if you want to be vegan and certain fruits as well.
Hmm.
More importantly, you are a carbon based life form. Did you know that?
Carbon, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you're a carbon based life form, which means that it usually helps to get stuff like phosphorus. And
Yes.
when the Bible says ashes to ashes, dust to dust, they
Yeah.
literally mean it. You came from the earth, and you
Yeah.
all your chemical constituents, everything that I'm looking at right now, Amy,
Yeah.
like this is okay. Imagine you're on a date with this guy, right?
Yeah. Well.
And all he's seeing is a mound of phosphorus and carbon and proteins mixed together, right?
Yeah.
Right. All right. So just
That
don't
yeah.
date nutritionists, everybody.
No
Right.
joke. It
Right.
seems like
Right.
piece of
So
piece of
don't
lettuce or a
don't
carrot.
don't date dietitians. And you see them. You are literally the earth. You are literally Mother Gaia represented differently. Okay.
Yeah.
Which is why you decompose like a banana.
Oh
Okay.
Lord.
So ashes to ashes, dust to dust. That pretty body that you're thinking is so pretty and so unique. Yeah, that came from the ground. And so in order to support that thing that comes from the ground, you need to eat
Mhm.
the things that come from the
From the
ground.
ground.
Yep.
Wow. Even, I'm thinking of, meat. The little cow hooves touch the ground. We touch the ground. So even those, I know there's vegetarians and vegans out there, but okay, the cows do touch the ground,
They
and the
do.
pigs and the chickens. But
Yes,
anyways,
and they're made out of the ground as well.
and
So
they're
when
made
they're
out of the
eating,
ground.
you know what's really messed up,
Wait a
Amy?
minute, wait a minute. Are we eating each other? No.
Yes, we're theoretically eating each other.
No.
Yes, we are. We are
No.
totally eating each other.
No.
All right, we're eating each other. So, as I was saying,
Oh gosh.
when
Okay.
it comes to nutritive needs and so on, what you are going to require when it is that you're talking about nutrition, everything that is from the ground, phosphorus, potassium, all of these things are minerals and compounds that your body has within it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Can I just say something came to mind about like
Mm-hmm.
what was it? Is it called pica when people eat like paper? Does it mean that they're like
Pica,
pica?
like
Okay.
ice, like ice.
Like ice or paper or things that, and I always read or something that means there's something in their body that they need. That's either
Correct. Pica
yeah.
is a usually it's a deficiency of some kind. Okay.
Yeah,
So
is it a
people find the need to eat certain kinds of things like ice and so on. And here's the funny thing about it.
what?
It doesn't matter how pretty food looks on the outside. Let's say you had like a uh I don't know, filet mignon. I don't
Oh yeah,
know too
filet
many.
mignon. Yeah. Mhm.
Right, and you got some potatoes on the side, and the
Mhm.
restaurant put the little plate art with the
Yeah.
meat. You know what
Yep,
I mean?
yep,
You go
yep.
to
I know what you mean.
yeah. In the end, it's just a bunch of chemicals that are the same damn thing you could find in a
I
chemistry
know.
lab.
I
Okay,
know.
it doesn't matter what food looks like on the outside; it breaks down to the same chemicals on the inside. That's what it
Oh,
is. That's what it is. So it doesn't matter what it looks down. When your digestive system is finished with it, it's going to look the same
yeah.
way. Sorry to break that to
Coming
you.
out. Coming out.
So you could, so as an example, you could eat paper
Yeah.
and you can get some kind of nutrient off of paper. You absolutely can. Not that I'm suggesting eating paper. Listen
No.
to me, guys. All right. But it's obviously not tasty. I suppose if you add
Yeah.
some salt and a little black pepper. No, okay.
Maybe.
As I was saying,
Burnt
but it will
paper.
break it down. It will break it down into its chemical constituents. That's what your digestive system is used for. A little known fact,
Yeah.
because I have a lot of trivia where this is concerned, this can take a long time. Your body, your stomach contains hydrochloric acid. In case you're wondering what
Yeah.
hydrochloric acid is, you remember that chemistry experiment when you were in like high school with the
Mm-hmm.
that's the same hydrochloric acid
That's
that's in your
it.
stomach, and that will break down anything over time. Absolutely it will. So you're probably
Wow.
wondering, if it's in my stomach, how do I
Wait,
not get burned?
don't they use that in to dispose of bodies?
No, they
Hydrochlor
usually
No. Okay.
first of all, Amy, why do you want
I
that
just
information? First of all, Amy,
hold
why?
on.
All right.
Let's skip it. Let's skip that
They
because
usually use
you
lime
brought it up.
scale and stuff like that.
I swear
Sulfuric
I swear
acid.
I s okay.
Sulfuric acid.
Sulfuric acid.
Just
Okay,
in case
sorry,
you
I
have any.
saw it on a show. I saw it on a show. I was
Just
watching
in case you need any plans.
Breaking Bad. Just watch Breaking Bad.
Just in case you have any plans to be disposing of any bodies that I should know about. Anyway, go ahead, Amy. Go ahead.
Sorry. I know. My brain was like, "Oh my gosh." Okay. Can we go? Because this might be cool to talk about the combined therapies, which I think,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I would love to hear about that because, yeah, anatomy and physiology,
Mm-hmm.
the difference, the anatomy, from what I understand, is like the structure of the body part, the body.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking of like bones, and then the physiology part is how everything kind
Works
of works
together.
and yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
how do you get that balance with the health living? That would be a challenge. Is it a
Okay.
challenge?
So
Yeah.
you remember that nursery rhyme? The ankle bone's connected to
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
calf bone, right? And the
Bones
calf bone's
connected to
connected to the knee
knee
bone and
bone.
that kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. So in anatomy and physiology, anatomy is the constituent parts of the body. Physiology is how they necessarily work together. So as an example, your cardiovascular system,
Mhm.
that would be the thing you use to breathe
Mhm.
and function, is the respiratory system plugged into the circulatory system. Okay? So when you inhale, as an example, you fill your lungs with air, and the air that you breathe in, the oxygen diffuses into some alveolar sacs in your
Mhm.
lungs, and it reoxygenates your blood. So you might want to breathe
Mhm.
purposefully, because 5 minutes of breath work
Mhm.
can make the difference between
Yeah.
your body looking deoxygenated or not. And you can always tell when somebody is, for want of a better word, oxygen deprived. They look like somebody put them on dim. It looks like somebody turned the
Yeah.
lights down on inside of
Oh,
them. Yeah.
oh my gosh. Oh, I never thought of that.
Yep.
Yeah.
It looks like somebody turned the lights down inside of them.
You're
And
right.
so, what causes that? If you live in a big city and you're continually
Mm.
stressed, you would be, once again, there's a mental aspect. You see how things work together.
Yeah.
If you are continually stressed, you're going to shallow breathe. If you're shallow breathing and your blood, let's say you're a big guy or a bigger lady, you are going to require more oxygen to support blood function. Okay. So
Right.
what happens is that the blue things that you see underneath your skin, if you are white,
The blue things.
are the veins.
Yeah.
That would be the deoxygenated blood coming back to your lungs. And the red things, the things that spurt whenever it is that you
Yeah.
get cut,
Yes.
are the arteries. These are the fully oxygenated blood going to the different parts of your body,
Ah.
feeding the different places in your body. So, breath work and mental acuity and rest is absolutely necessary, because when I inhale and I
Mm.
exhale, what do I feel? I feel my brain start lighting up.
Yes. Euphoric.
Yes, you feel euphoric.
Is that
And a lot of,
dopamine? Is that
yes.
dopamine?
Well, it's your brain lighting up because it just got a nice little oxygen hit, right?
Mhm.
Of course, if you live in the city and let's say there's a skip outside your house, like a rubbish dump, as an example, and people are urinating around the place,
Oh,
then
no.
you don't want to deep breathe, right?
No.
So a
You don't
lot
wanna
of people A lot of people don't understand what city living does to you. Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
okay, can you imagine that you go outside your house, you're in lotus position, and you inhale the smell of urine,
No,
rubbish,
no, thanks.
right?
No,
And
thanks.
so a lot of people don't understand that that actually makes a very big difference.
Yeah.
Where you live makes a big difference. So
So that would be
there's
part
that.
of your daily thing to do, would be the breath work.
Correct.
I think that's important. Morning or whenever you can. How about whenever you can? Because that can be a barrier for some people. Like, I can't do it. How about the excuses?
You
I
can't
can't.
do it. Listen, I could do breath work in a bank line. Okay.
Yes.
All right. I could do
You still
breath
go to
work
the
in a
bank?
bank line.
You still go to the bank?
Yeah. Sometimes
Okay.
I do. Sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You could do it in your
Right.
car. You could do it in your car. Why a red light, you know?
Correct.
Yeah.
All right. You could do a lot of breath work wherever you need to. And a
Yeah.
lot of people don't realize that mentally speaking, being oxygenated is absolute
Yeah.
necessity for you to continue um, brain function.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. And sometimes what happens to me, sometimes I think my body knows when to take a breath because sometimes I'll just involuntary take one. I'm like it just needed to. I didn't have to think about it. So
Correct. There's
obviously
an
I didn't need
involuntary
it.
part of it.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah. And then my husband thinks he's mad. Like, what are you making that sound? Like, I guess it's
Are you pissed off at me? Are you sighing?
yeah, the sigh. His mom must have done that because,
Yeah, I see you
I
bringing the sulfuric acid in the house, so I don't know what's going to happen next, right? Right, I get it. You want to talk about
that's
the
right.
mental aspect. Now, the mental aspect, if you are stressed, your body is not going to function as well as it should. If you are stressed chronically, that means over a long period of time,
Mhm.
what is going to happen is your body's going to react badly. You're not going to digest food as well as you should. And so you may form ulcers in your stomach.
Yeah.
You will suffer from chronic fatigue. And these are the kinds of things that happens to people. And so what does a good mental health regime look like?
Yeah. What does that?
Get rid of everything toxic in your life. Make, like, sometimes you have to go the gentle route, like just distancing yourself away from stressful things.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you might have to go scorched earth. Okay. And scorched earth means that you just excavate yourself from whatever toxic situation that you're in. There are a lot of people who live in toxic situations and their minds are not in a good condition. And I
Mm-hmm.
also mean spiritual people. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
people call into shows that we do, and they're not in the right mental state. And so a lot of people tend to, especially in today's world, a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people are skidding sideways. And when I say that, I mean, like, here's a good mental health routine. You wake up in the morning, you meditate, right? See the forest for the tree that is happening in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
See the big picture. Sometimes taking yourself away from this life and taking the 20,000-foot view of your whole life and all the
Mm-hmm.
connected parts is actually a good practice to have. It keeps you sane. Um, you need to get affection because we are communal beings. We live through co-regulation. So if you
Mm-hmm.
don't have somebody that hugs you
Mm-hmm.
and says, I love you, that kind of thing,
Yeah.
or you're not doing that to somebody, you woke up this morning and you did not get your hugs, you
Mm-hmm.
left the house without being hugged, you went to
Yeah.
work where nobody at work is hugging. It's not like you could go up to your boss, grab
Right.
him around, grab him around the head and put smooches on his head, right? And he's looking at
Right.
you like, yeah, you're getting fired today. Okay. You came back home, you didn't have time, you went to the gym and nobody's hugging in the gym, I hope, right? And then you came back home and then you
Yeah.
are falling asleep again. You got no
Yeah.
affection from any sentient being during that time,
Mm-hmm.
and your mental health is going to slip away bit by bit because what it says, the 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 sort of message that is being received is, I am not worthy. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes so much sense.
Okay. So a
Wow.
lot of people don't want to risk interacting with people who are toxic, as an example. I think the biggest challenge to mental health is that people find themselves in toxic situations and they let things into their minds through their senses.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say that your senses are like the gates, okay, to your world, to your worldview, the inner
Mm-hmm.
world.
Mm-hmm.
If you are looking at CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, etc., then you are letting in poison into your world. If you are about the politics, the right and the left, and so on, that is poison for your world.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right?
I
Find
agree.
yourself a comedy show and laugh.
Your ass off.
Correct.
Right? Yes.
Correct.
That is so true. Yeah.
Right? That would be my suggestion for maintaining mental health. Laugh a lot, hug a lot, love a lot.
Yeah.
Right?
I love that. That's a great motto.
It is.
Laugh a lot, love a lot, hug a lot. Aw, I like that.
I have this image of the Care Bears in my head at this particular point in time.
What
Yeah,
what do you have? What is it?
the Care Bears. You remember the Care Bears?
Oh my gosh, the Care Bears. Yeah. Oh, they
Yeah.
just comes out of their chest. Yeah.
Laugh a lot, hug a lot, love a lot.
Love
And
that.
if you can't yourself into that environment, you need to remove the things in your environment that are barring you from experiencing these things.
But
It'll help your
sometimes
mental health.
it will, but sometimes people don't realize they're in a mental health need to
Mm.
come out. How do you come out of that? Because sometimes they think it'll get better, it'll get better, it'll get better.
Uh-huh.
And so they don't even realize they're in it.
Mm-hmm.
And even if their friends are saying, I think you ought to not about that guy or girl or whatever, they're like, they don't see it. So what is that? What?
Um, there are two things that are playing out there.
Yeah.
The truth of the matter is that we are communal beings and we seek out other people to understand the world and understand ourselves.
Yeah.
And so people literally seek drama. Sorry.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
literally seek drama. That's the first thing. And you're asking about the blindness of people.
Yeah. The blindness that they don't even know.
A lot of people try to see the world through the point of view of experience. So people find ways to give themselves experience.
Mm.
And sometimes the experiences are not always so positive. As an example, um, a woman sees a man
Mm-hmm.
who is clearly negative for her, or a man sees a woman that is clearly a bad idea.
Yeah.
Internally, there's a schism that is happening between the intellectual conscious brain, and the subconscious idea, which forms dreams and aspirations and all that stuff. The problem is that the conscious mind of the individual, since we're talking about mental health, is not very strong. The part of your brain that you're using to call Amy or that I'm using to call David is not very strong. The subconscious mind of your body's unconscious processes, the dream world, so to speak, is very strong. So even though I know that going
Mm-hmm.
after this chick, or that going after, I was about to say David, you never mind. Because, by the way, guys, Amy's husband's name is David, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Not this one,
Yeah.
right? So even though like this chick sees someone who is clearly wrong for her,
Yeah.
right? It's she can understand it, but the subconscious drive for procreation, for
Mm.
togetherness, for family building is stronger than reason. And a lot of people don't
Yeah.
understand that. The subconscious, well, a lot of people try to gain control over themselves. I will not smoke, I will not do this. They try to
Yeah.
use force. What's happening in the subconscious is that the subconscious wants experience and it's going to make you do stupid shit. whether you like it or not. So it's the best thing to do is to
Yeah.
gain control at a deeper layer of your being, right? There are a lot of spiritual people who think that they're spiritual until, of course, they are run up into situations which are not nice.
Mm-hmm.
And then the subconscious kicks in and just washes away all of that, all of those masks.
Yeah. Okay. So then I wrote something down. I can't remember what it is now. But what is a checklist that you can say
Mm-hmm.
to yourself that would be like, you know, to just be able to go inside and see what is happening? Like,
Mm-hmm.
what am
Okay.
I grateful for today? What am I don't know.
I actually have a little test. I brought two
Ooh.
tests to this show.
Okay.
The first one is a body function test to test to see how your body is functioning, to see what may be going wrong in your body. So I brought the test so that people can take the test and get a result,
Okay.
right? That doesn't involve myself and so on. They're going to test their own selves.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
also bought a psychological distress tool.
Okay, good.
That
Okay,
is a
good.
squad tool to let people know where they are psychologically and mentally in terms of the focus, in terms of where
Yeah.
they are at. I brought two tools today to help people try to understand where they're at physically and mentally. The
Mm.
spiritual aspect is another aspect. This will be fun.
Yeah,
Okay,
dive into
so,
that.
so here's the problem when people talk about spirituality in terms of spiritual hygiene, in terms of leading a healthy life in a spiritual sense. They think that spirituality has to do with the practices of spirituality.
Mm.
So if I'm meditating and I did my asana, right, in the morning, I am spiritual. Okay, stop. Okay, I
Yeah,
am spiritual.
I mean, I know.
Just because you do the practices of spirituality or you wear the clothes of spirituality does not make you spiritual necessarily in nature, because spirituality is about the development of the human creature entity, okay?
Mhm.
The human entity type creature. So let me give you all a heads up.
Okay.
If your spiritual practice is not making you healthier, smarter, stronger, better, and a nicer person and developing a sense of humor, then you might be
Yes.
doing it wrong. I am just saying, I'm just giving you a checklist. If your spirituality is not making you smarter,
Yes. Smarter.
healthier, right, is not making you more chilled, like you can't laugh at stuff, right?
Yeah.
It's not making you a nicer person. You're not helping any old ladies across the street.
Across the street.
You're throwing old ladies underneath the cars, right? If your spirituality is not doing those things for you, then why are you doing it?
It's so true because I can vouch for that. That was me. That was me until I found people that helped me. It's so cool thank you for saying that because I was that. I can't laugh at that. That's rude. You can't laugh at that. I had a stick. I had a big stick.
I promised. I
You know,
promised.
I
I
don't
before coming on the show, I promised that I wouldn't make aspersions, but I'm going to make aspersions. God damn it, I'm going to do it. All
okay,
right.
what? What?
There are some people walking around with a stick up their ass claiming to be spiritual people. You look, listen to me. All right. You have how many years to live on this earth? Right.
Right.
Average 80 something years to live
Yeah.
on this earth. And it's getting lower and lower every day.
Yeah.
If you have that time to live on this earth and you are not laughing, you're not hugging, your face is not relaxed, not that I'm mentioning any names, your face is not relaxed, you can't laugh at certain things, then yeah, why are you here? What are you here for? Listen, everything
Yeah.
in this life has a humorous component to it. I can tell you.
Oh my
There's some
gosh.
all right.
Mhm.
There's some people I can see that their spiritual practice. That I meditate. I read the gematria. I read. I have I have studied the Book of the Dead, right? The Egyptian Book of the Dead. I can quote you a million different things, but I have no sense of humor, and I'm a truly rotten person to be around because my face is always in a scowl. Oh my God. Listen, I just don't understand how people like the basic person who goes to church, okay? Goes to, let's say, a Catholic church or
Yeah.
Pentecostal church and comes out with a little tambourine. Well, Catholic
No,
not.
yeah, we
Right?
know
Comes
the
out with a
whole.
little,
No, they did. They had
comes,
tambourines.
yeah, comes out with a little tambourine and is into the spirit and is having a great time. Is more spiritual than you with all your knowledge of all the spells and all the
Yeah.
gematria and all, and you've read the Angel Gospel and all that stuff. Is more spiritual than you because that person is enjoying the experience of humanity, of spirituality. And so when
Yeah.
I watch some people and they're like all dark with themselves with the cards and so on, and it's usually the people with the least skill that get all serious with themselves. This is why I like Andrew and Laura
Yeah.
and Dale and Matty a lot of the time because they laugh.
They do.
They laugh
They
at
do.
everything.
They do. And I have to say that when I discovered Andrew in 2020, just listening to his shows, I mean, that's really what he told people. I mean, he really helped me get my own stick out of my ass by watching
I can,
comedy.
Amy, I can't
And
imagine you.
can
I can't imagine you as a serious, sad Nelly.
I know. I wasn't like I was serious. It was I'm laughing inside, but it was a weird thing. I was like, "Oh, I can't laugh at that, but I wanna laugh at that." Like, that person just fell, and it was kind of funny how they fell.
And then you
And
met, and then you met people,
yeah,
bad
you
influences like us,
yes,
that's
yes.
laughing at all sorts of
Oh, you
inappropriate shit.
yeah.
So
It's kind of funny. It's kind of released something that helped within my spirituality.
you're
Honestly, I'm
right.
telling you, it totally,
I
totally
keep
does.
telling people it does not matter if you can float up to the orbs. If you are talking to aliens, demons, if you're talking to aliens, demons, angels, or whatever the hell you're talking to, whatever the case may be, if you're so spiritually developed and so on, if you are still an asshole, you're still an asshole, okay?
Yeah, right. Yeah, so what are those people right, if if you're still an asshole, oh my gosh, we're getting off topic probably.
Yes.
Okay. Can I go back to the I don't know how much time we have left, but can I go back
Oh,
to
we
the
got time.
we got
I'm,
time? All right.
yeah.
Let me know. Um, I have to go back to the, combined healing because I wanna talk about
Hmm.
the sympathetic and parasympathetic that I knew nothing about and the vagus nerve.
Okay. So,
Yeah,
first of all, let me deal with the first part of your question. The
yeah,
combined healing system, uh, I like to call it modular therapy because it's therapy in modules that are specifically geared to tie into one another.
yeah.
So, imagine this. You're living a life of unawareness. So, you're going to eat badly. You're going to have a bunch of toxic thoughts in your head.
Mhm.
All right, you're practicing negative spirituality, and I say negative spirituality because the negative spirituality is putting its stick deeper and deeper up your ass, so that your face has now formed itself into the spiritual scowl. Like, she's not spiritual enough, right? Right. So
Mhm.
it's formed itself into the spiritual scowl. You're probably going to need infrared therapy, and I'll tell you what that does on all levels because the toxicity would set into your body in different ways. So, for want of a better word, I'm going to make an analogy. We're going to bake you, make
Bake.
you sweat,
Oh, make. Ah, yeah.
all right? Bake and make you, right? Make
Bake
you
and
sweat,
make. Okay.
right? Make you sweat a lot, right? And what that does, it uses one of the biggest organs of your body, the integumentary system, your skin, to release toxic buildup in your body.
Mhm.
The sweating is the biggest organ of release in your body, a toxic release. So, as an example, you can defecate, go to the bathroom, or you can urinate and so on, but it's not going to be half as good as your entire body pushing stuff out in terms of the sweat area.
Yeah.
The other reason why we use infrared therapy is because apart from it making you sweat, it introduces the concept of heat, which relaxes your muscles. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And why would you need your muscles relaxed? Because some people don't realize how tight they
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. You know, something as simple as trying to touch your toes every day alone, just listen. It I
Yeah.
understand that you don't have time for a full yoga routine. Just try touching your toes in the morning every day. You don't bounce, don't oh I can't get there and hurt
Yeah.
yourself. Just bend over and just every day just try to get down a little bit further, a little bit further. You would do wonders for
Mm-hmm.
your health. So the infrared, what it does, it actually softens up the muscles, right, and stops you from being a tight ass, right? So it softens you up and lets your muscles relax. Then you take that individual who is sweating, you rinse them off, and then you put them inside a float tank with about
Mm-hmm.
800 pounds of salt in it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, guess what salt does to your body? Guess what salt does in esoterics? Period. For those of
Clean.
us, yes,
Cleansing.
it also forms a barrier against evil spirits as well, right?
Oh.
Depending on whether you're doing ritualistic work or not. But anyway, yes, you salt a circle and
So.
it's
Oh.
lobster, right? So
Interesting.
we have you float in 800 pounds of salt. It's a good way of extracting stuff from your system,
Mm-hmm.
and it's the reason why it's called sense deprivation flotation therapy is because we're depriving you of your distractions.
Yeah.
And
I
you
had a
would,
tough time in those pods. I had a tough well, it took a couple times well, to relax. I know. It was like my neck. I mean, I got there, but my neck would hurt. I guess because I don't know. But I know how to do it now. I can relax now in them.
yeah. The
Yeah.
reason why your neck hurts is because you are still, they were stiffening up until
Yeah.
such time as you let go.
Yes, exactly.
And that's a thing that most people don't seem to get. You gotta let go.
Well,
There's a
and the
song that goes like that. Let it
let it
go,
go.
let it
But
go.
wait, can I just tell people that don't discourage, but just because I had to go 3 times before I realized like, okay, I am just letting it go, letting it go. So don't be discouraged. I would just buy a package deal and you have to go 10 times
Yes.
because it
People don't
don't be,
understand. You see, here's the thing, right? It teaches you two things.
yeah,
The float tank. It teaches you the concept of surrender
yep,
and the concept of solace or serenity, right? Because people don't realize that they're addicted to distraction.
right.
So, as an example, you're going through your life, oh my God, I got to pick up the kids, I got to do
Mhm.
this, I got to get my nail appointment or whatever else. Not that I'm mentioning any names, right? All right, I
I
got to
don't do
pick.
nail appointments.
You don't do nail
I
appointments,
don't do
okay?
nail.
All right, I got to pick up the kids. I got to do this. I got to do the food, and I'm like, they're addicted to the hustle and bustle, and
Yes.
so what the float tank does, it creates an immediate stop, and
Mm,
that stop is healthy for you who are in
mhm.
complete always bustle kind of thing. Okay,
Yeah, agree.
and so the people who are inside a float tank, they are sense deprived. You take away all the various things that are causing them problems and
Mhm.
distractions, and you let them float for an hour.
Mhm. Or 90.
Then you take
Yeah.
that individual out of the float tank because they are fully extracted, for want of a better word,
Yep.
and you stick them in a hyperbaric oxygen therapy chamber.
Wow.
What a hyperbaric oxygen therapy chamber does, it pushes oxygen under pressure into the cells of your body, into your lungs, into everywhere. Okay, so the the atmosphere that you're in, the ATA that you're in right now, is a normal pressure. So in a hyperbaric oxygen therapy, we double the pressure of the atmosphere. So you have no choice but to absorb oxygen everywhere.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What it does, it gives you about 12 years of um, pranic breathing, okay, in a matter of about 45 minutes because we're oxygenating every cell in your body. What it does in terms of the physiological effects is that it creates faster wound healing if you have wounds or
Mm-hmm.
injuries because they use it in hospitals to help burn victims recover
Mm-hmm.
quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it also, on a esoteric level, remember what we did earlier on in the show when we just took a deep breath?
Yeah. Yeah.
Take a deep breath. Okay, so imagine about 1 million of those in the next 45 minutes.
Man.
So imagine about 1 million of those in the next 45 minutes. And so it's cleansing the dross inside the mind and the respiratory system. And I say dross, it also oxygenates your blood. Your blood is like, yay, there is oxygen to be had. She's not shallow breathing. She's not shallow breathing anymore. Right? Okay, guys, let's party. Let's like fix stuff.
Yeah.
Like let's do stuff.
Hurry before. Yeah. Before she
Hurry,
gets
hurry,
back.
yeah, hurry before she gets out of this
Yeah.
tank. Right. So all the cells in your body are like, yes, finally,
Yeah.
oxygen, real oxygen. And yeah, you're not inhaling the garbage dump or the
Yeah.
urine
Yeah.
from the city block.
Mhm.
Right. So that's why if you are in the city or you live in a city where it's not so cool, or if you live in a hood area, whatever, where the smells are not so nice, get yourself a hyperbaric oxygen therapy chamber.
Yeah.
All right. You put it in
Yeah.
your house. I don't know where, but you know what I
I don't
mean.
know.
All right. And anyway, you have yourself your own oxygen, or go to an oxygen saturation bar where they give you the mask and you inhale.
Yes, I did go to that, but, that was okay for me. I wanted more.
You
I
wanted the
wanted more.
full
I wanted
chamber.
the full chamber.
Okay.
I remember
So,
trying that.
so
Um,
from the
yeah,
chamber, we're going to take you out. And by that time, you should be fairly mellow because then you went through
yeah,
1, 2, and 3. We took you out of the chamber and we do something called craniosacral therapy, which is a sort of aligning and structural integration. Okay.
okay.
It also co-regulates your nervous system and sets you down so that you can let go mentally. And that's where the mental aspect comes in because a lot of people just need to let go. I could just walk down the street right now
Yeah.
outside my house and say, you need to let go. Just stop people on the street. You need to let go. Right? Right? All right. There are a lot of people that are walking balls of tightness, wound to
Mhm,
hell up. Okay.
mhm.
And they need to let go. I've seen some people, even in this community, and I want to stop them on the street and say, you need to let go.
Go
Chill.
chill.
Just
Yeah,
chill. Right?
I
However, how creepy
know.
would that be? Some man,
Yeah, no, we don't.
you need to let go. Okay, no. So the practice of letting go is the practice of surrender. Okay?
Yeah,
That is one of the tenets in the niyamas of Ashtanga Yoga. Okay, and what that means is Ishwara Pranadhana is surrendering to the ultimate, the practice of surrender. Let me explain to you why surrender is necessary.
mhm.
If you are in pain, surrender means less pain.
Yeah.
If you are in the act of sexuality, surrender means more sensation.
Yes.
If you are dying, surrender is the easiest passage to move from one plane of existence to another.
Mhm.
If you are meditating, surrender, the practice of surrender is letting go so that you can experience the entire universe and not little factions of your mind. Okay. A
Mm.
lot of people have been meditating for years and they say, David, I can't get to the stage where I'm experiencing the celestial orbs and all that stuff. And I'm like, surrender.
Yeah.
You need
Yeah.
to just let go, man. Let
Yeah.
go. All right. I sound
Yeah.
like I sound like a druggie, don't I? Like, just let go, man. Just let go. Okay. All right. So this is the kind of thing that surrender is important for. And a lot of people don't have that on board. They don't.
No, they don't. So,
So we take you from the cranial sacral therapy and we put you in and under the Lucia light.
ooh.
Because what's the point of staying on Earth after that, man?
I don't know. I'll have to find out.
I mean, what's the point of staying on Earth after that? Let's just run you through a
Wow.
psychonautic experience, right? Where you understand that your mind can go places if you would just relax and take care of your body, right? A
Mhm.
lot of people have problems experiencing the feeling of spirituality. And so the system was created specifically for these dense cases in mind. Okay.
Yeah.
And I say dense cases because they don't realize that some of the stuff that is stopping them from actually experiencing is the toxicity that they actually have on board already.
Yeah.
Okay. So they're wondering why they're not floating up to the orbs, the celestial orbs, and visiting other worlds and all those fantastical experiences. It's because your body is literally grounding your ass
Yeah. I
down in the ground. You
Is there
you have you can't float away with sandbags, okay? Learn the
No.
lesson of the balloon.
That's funny. But also, it's almost like these people try to chase it. It's not about chasing,
Okay,
you know.
so I tend to work by analogy. So if you walked up to a snail, like in your garden, there's a snail,
Hurry,
and
hurry.
you told the snail, "Hi, little fella, today we're going to practice the vertical jump." The snail is looking at you like, "What the hell are you talking about? What jump? What? No
Yeah,
jump, snail here, right?"
yeah,
And
yeah.
so it is because the snail has understood, as far as it's concerned, that there is no such thing as vertical. There is only horizontal.
There is.
Okay?
Oh my god,
All
that's
right?
funny.
And it's inside the snail's mind. Now you tell that snail, "Hey, buddy,
Yeah, let's
we're going to
go.
dry you out with the infrared sauna."
We're gonna
Sorry.
Oh god.
Then we're gonna
Oh.
then we're gonna let you roll around in 800 pounds of salt,
Yes. Yes.
right? Then we're gonna like push a bunch of air inside of you,
No.
and then we're gonna like get some crazy sick. Imagine the snail looking at you like, "What the hell?" Right? That
Yeah.
sounds like a
What
whole horror show, right? Then we're gonna like structurally integrate you, and then we're gonna put you under an
Oh,
intense
jeez.
light for minutes on end. And after that, you'll be floating. You'll be jumping anywhere you want to
Yeah, you
jump.
want No.
So that's basically what we're talking about here, the
Yeah.
ability to take people from horizontal
Mhm.
planes into vertical planes,
Yeah.
transcendence, right?
Wow.
Transcendental awareness. And so I think the biggest benefit of the combined healing system, I don't care what anybody says, "Oh, you'll be a lot cleaner inside, blah, blah, blah." Me,
Yeah.
no, I just want the astronaut experience, man. Right? So
Yeah.
I just want
Yeah.
the astronaut experience. And a lot of people come to the healing system, the combined healing systems for that. Yes, it's
Mhm.
good for healing, but it's also good for your development. And that's why we
Yeah.
created this
Yeah.
specifically for that stuff. We also have pulse electromagnetic therapy, Matt, because
All
I assume
right.
that you might want to ground after all of
All of that, and then they have the magnets. The magnets.
correct, which is another kind of magnetic therapy, correct.
Wow.
So for those of you who don't know why magnetic resonance is important, um let me see if I can help you guys out.
Yeah.
For those of you who live in places that experience winter, winter.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, you're not touching the ground very often in winter. You're not touching the ground very often in winter, are you? Okay.
Hmm.
All right. So you might think, well, I don't need to physically touch the ground. The Earth's magnetic field permeates around us. Yeah, you're correct. Remember earlier on in the show, I said your body is made up of ground stuff?
Yes.
Okay. Here's the funny thing about ground stuff. When you are out of ground stuff, it's kind of like taking a banana from the tree and watching it rot with the little yellow spots on it, or going away, smelling weird, right? Attracting flies, decaying
Oh
slowly.
gosh. Yeah.
You are cut off from the vine when you are cut off from Mother Gaia. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow, that's so true.
And so during winter, you're not going to, like, yeah, touch the ground a lot.
Touch the ground a lot. No.
No, you're not, unless, of course, you want to lose a finger or toe or something, right? So you're not going to touch the ground a lot. So what we've done is we've created grounding effects in the magnetic therapy, north-south pole grounding effects. So you go on a pulse electromagnetic therapy mat and it regulates you. It literally is mimicking what the earth does. I just want to say to you guys, a lot of people have ideas about shamanism and so on. I like to make things really simple for myself. I don't like to make things difficult. And so when I think about shamanism or when I think about any of those sciences, I think about earth is hugging you every day. Whether because earth knows you need the hugs. Okay?
Yeah.
And if you are not accepting of the hugs and you live in a concrete jungle and you don't have like a PEMF mat, inside your house, then you are like the banana on the counter, becoming more and more yellow as the days go by.
Oh my gosh, or more brown actually, right?
Correct.
Brown and
And the flies are
and the
pattering
flies,
around
the
it.
fruit flies, right?
Yeah. And when you like peel it, and never mind. Okay.
No, some people like that. I don't like it. I don't like those browns.
What, the soft?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, okay. So imagine your spirit literally on the counter, just wasting away.
Wow.
So that's basically the ethos of the entire healing systems and how it works. So a lot of thought was put into this in terms of the combinations, the way it works, and so on. And it varies for different people, but I can say that we have 100% effect on these things. So
yeah. And may I add something to their way in doing it? Is that yes, you're doing those physical things with those beautiful, mats and all that. Well, they're doing other stuff too while you are doing that. Correct? Like
correct.
they're working on your spirit. They're working on in the ethereal. They're working in the other worlds.
Correct.
Yeah. So it's even more than that.
I think a lot.
What you're physically doing. Yeah.
I think a lot of people tend to think of combined therapies. First of all, these therapies are not therapies that are. One of the major problems that we had was combining traditional approaches with spiritual approaches. We needed the things that work.
Yeah.
There is nothing that is inside the combined healing system that does not work. And I say this, there's a lot of stuff out there. There's a lot of things on the market and so on, like still point awareness and so on, that works to a certain degree, right? We wanted things that work, that have been proven to work both scientifically and esoterically.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And so scientifically speaking, like the PEMF mats that we use, the specific PEMF mats, they have already passed FDA approval. So we know it has effects on the human body definitively. Okay. It has been shown to reduce stress, speed up wound healing, and all of those things.
Yeah.
Hyperbaric oxygen therapy are used in hospitals as an example.
Yeah.
And so my addition to this was the aftercare services, because after you come off of that experience, you might want to prolong it. So changing your diet would be nice, and maintaining mental health awareness and how to clean your life, which is why we offered meditations and stuff like that for people to experience, because people need to continue to experience cleanliness in their life, and a lot of people don't have that on board.
Yeah, I agree. And I also, you read about the brain, heart, gut, the connection.
Mhm.
between them. What is that? Can you explain that?
Okay. So a lot of people tend to think of things in isolation.
Mhm.
Okay. So when you say the brain health, the heart and the gut, you're literally talking about different aspects of the individual on more than one level. And they still work. It doesn't matter what level you're talking about at. In terms of physiology,
Yeah.
stress brain means stressed heart, means stressed gut.
Yeah.
Period. And it shows. I say to you, Amy, hi, I want you to take down your little purple wall. And I want you to put up dark clouds. Stress.
Stress. That would be
Right?
stress.
Right? Your stress is going to be like, what? What the hell?
What?
Right?
No.
Absolutely no. Right? Your heart is not in it.
No.
So your heart is going to respond, oh my God, I'm brokenhearted, right? And
Yeah.
inside your gut, you know it's, let's not get to the intuitive part, but inside it would stress you out and
Yeah.
you're going to eat differently.
You're
So
yeah.
a lot of people eat differently when they're stressed. They either
Stress
binge
eating.
eat or they
Mhm.
don't eat.
Yeah.
And so everything is operates in a chain of destruction, right?
Yeah.
On the on another plane, what the mind does not accept, the heart will never accept. What the heart does not accept, the brain will try to accept, but not really. The subconscious won't accept it. So I say to you,
Mm.
okay, let's
Yeah.
depersonalize that. I go to a young lady on the street and say, hey, guess what? I want you to date the vagrant down the road. You know that guy sitting, you know the guy with the alcoholic problem sitting on the road?
Yeah.
I'm not judgmental. I'm just pointing out
Yeah,
something
yeah,
to you.
yeah, yeah.
And the young lady from the yoga studio, whatever, is going to say, no, 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 no. I said, I'm going to force you to do that. Okay?
Okay.
Subconsciously, her mind will reject, right?
Yes.
In her heart, her mind is going to reject. It will shut her down.
Yeah.
And the stomach will follow as a result of that because intuitively she knows that me breaking her sovereign will, me forcing her to do something is instinctively, intuitively, in her gut wrong. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
That makes sense. Well, I have to then ask you
Mhm.
about the stress levels of people, um, as a child. So let's go back to if my mom
Ah,
says, "Look, take down that purple wall, Amy, because you can't have that in this house."
developmental trauma and stress.
Yes. Okay. So how yeah.
A lot of people are walking around with developmental trauma and stress.
Yeah.
These people are usually a nuisance to the rest of society because they have not dealt with the developmental trauma and stress. So, as an example, let's say your mother, I'll give you an example. The easiest example is in relationships, men women
Uh-huh.
relationships, romantic relationships. People come with their childhood shit
Yeah.
inside a relationship and it poisons everything.
Yeah.
So, mom and dad were Bible thumpers, right? So, you know, you're going to have a negative attitude towards sex, right?
Yes. Yes.
You're going to have a negative attitude towards sex because it's like for sinners. These sinners are doing sinning things with their sinning bodies. It's also sinny, right?
Right.
And so they get into relationships with real people and they're like, and the people are like, what?
Yeah.
Like, what's your story? Right?
Right.
And so they frustrate the hell out of their partners and things go awry.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
developmental trauma and stress is one thing, especially when your parents have made you feel shame. Like a young lady growing up, as an
Yeah.
example, is made to feel shame that she has boobs growing.
Yeah.
When she experiences the first period, if it's not handled in a mature manner,
Mhm.
like people are pointing at her and laughing at her, she's going to develop shame. She's going to have shame on board. and she's going to grow up with that kind of things. Young ladies who grow up who are taller than the boys, they hunch over to try to look like
Yeah.
their peers, and they develop something called kyphosis or kyphotic curve in their body, which is curable because it's functional, but it's not something that's necessary. Or they try to hide their breasts, so they fold into themselves.
Yeah.
And so developmental trauma is a nuisance. Okay? Parents have no idea what the hell they're
Mm-hmm.
doing to their children when they're growing up. And the boys, even worse. When a little boy grows up and his father says, "You got to be a man. You got to be a man. Be a
Yeah.
man."
Can I
But
just
he doesn't really tell you what the hell that means, right?
Yes. Oh my gosh. You know what? Can I just say something about I remember with my kids, I was taking them, I don't know, there used to be a Kids R Us here and
Mhm.
looking for shoes, right? I heard this dad tell his daughter she was behaving badly, whatever. She didn't feel like trying on shoes and he says, "Quit acting like a child." He actually said that. Quit acting like a
Oh,
child.
Jesus Christ, that was funny.
She was
Okay.
5 she was 5 years old, and she just did not wanna try shoes on, or they hurt, or whatever it
If
was.
I was that child out there, quit acting like a friggin' man.
I
Tell him like, yo,
know,
stop acting like a man.
I
Make him
know.
realize, quit acting like a child. Wow.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
simple. So, it's those stress things. We don't even realize we put them on ourselves.
Developmental trauma is a serious thing. A
Yeah.
lot of people have stress from their childhood that they haven't dealt with, and it usually is the parents that inflicts it on them. Sometimes it's other people that create trauma for children by making them sexually aware at a
Yeah.
too early an age. And there's a special place in hell for people like that. There
Mhm.
really is.
Mhm. Yeah.
So
Wow. Well, this was a great topic,
it
David.
was. We should do another show like
We
this at some point in
we
time.
we we I know, this was so fun. We went up to a lot of places.
Yes, guys, I have two
Yeah.
quizzes for you guys for y'all to test yourselves and see where you are in terms of psychology and in
Mhm.
terms of your body's functions. And so we're going to put the QR codes on the screen and you guys can scan it.
Yep.
Quiz whenever you
Mhm.
have a moment.
Yeah.
Yep.
Any words? Any last words for people about
Um,
healthy living, the challenge and the barriers?
Guys, my suggestion to you guys when you're talking about health, when you're talking about wellness, is always think in terms of the holistic principle and stop thinking in terms of your body or your mind or your spirit because they work as a whole, okay?
Mhm.
Hence the word holistic,
Okay.
right? And so I what I want to say to you guys is a lot of y'all may be unbalanced in one aspect. I want to tell y'all that in order to excel in any aspect, whether it be physically or mentally or spiritually, you got to pay attention to all three levels. You can't just say,
Mhm.
oh, the body's just the body and that's all there is to it. You got to
Mhm.
think in terms of the whole. And it may seem like a lot of work, but I'm telling you that if you make lifestyle changes in like a week, they become fairly permanent. Okay, that's the way your
Mhm.
mind accepts habit.
Yeah. Wow. And thank you for letting me take over your show today.
Oh, absolutely. You can hijack my show whenever you
I'm
want,
gonna
Amy.
hijack it. Yes. How can people get a hold of you?
You can reach me at info@universalcitizentv.com.
Mhm.
Um,
Anything
if
coming
you,
up today or
um,
whenever?
yeah, actually, absolutely coming to the US. I will be probably moving around the US with Andrew when he gets back. And
Mhm.
we're going to be showing you guys different things. We also have a webinar series that's coming up as well to teach you guys different aspects of holistic living. And not
Mm.
all of it has to be all about the spiritual orbs and so on. Some of it might just be, how to have a sense of humor. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Something as simple as that. Laugh a little. Amy and myself are planning some stuff, hence why she just took over my show.
Oh.
Right, right. For those of you who don't know how to have fun, we're probably going to have games night. So
Mm-hmm.
please, if you're in your basement, you're already in your basement and you're watching this and stuff like that, come out and play
Come
with
out,
us.
come out
Smile.
wherever you are. Yes, and don't forget, guys, love a lot, laugh a lot, hug a lot,
Also,
right?
I want to put a plug in here. Amy has a
Yeah,
show called Unscripted, which is
unscripted. Yeah,
extremely hilarious show. So you guys should check that out.
check it out and let me know if any of you guys want to be a guest. Hey,
All right.
why not? Okay, guys, take care.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
This meditation will aid in your recovery. If you've been experiencing cancer or any other serious illness in your life, this will aid in your recovery. I'm a spiritual counselor specializing in cases of trauma and illnesses. I practice out of the broom closet in Regina, Saskatchewan. I'm here to help you on your journey of healing and here to help you delve in, activate, and work with your body's natural healing capabilities. And so very tired. 19 and so very tired. So relaxed. And you.
Hello there. My name is Juliet Karaman van Schardenberg, and I want to welcome you to another meditation to help you reduce anxiety and stress. Now again, I'd like you to take a moment, relax, settle down